Hello students, so this is our third class on deflection of beams using energy method. So here we are going to see unit load method and we will also solve a problem based on that. So unit load method application to beam deflection. Okay, this is the topic. So let us start with a small theory and followed by a problem. Okay. So let's see that let us consider this beam. So in this particular beam, here we can see that this particular beam, it is subjected to system of forces. Okay, so there are number of forces acting on this particular. Now the stress in the element at a distance y. Okay, let us consider any element here, and this so let us consider any element here, a small element. Okay, and in this element, if we want to see what is the stress at any distance y from neutral axis. Okay, so this is distance y from neutral axis. Okay, so see this distance, this is a neutral axis and this is distance y. Okay, we know the formula. Okay, this is the well-known formula. Stress at any element, any distance y, that is m by I into y dash. Okay, so where m is the moment acting at the section. Okay, so m by I into y dash or y. If you say it as y dash, so it will become y dash, or otherwise it is y. Okay, so when stress is like this, okay, the stress is also given as small p or this sign, okay, sigma or f. So these are the notations for stress. So we can use anything, small p or this or this. So m by I into y. So where m is the moment acting at the section. So when stress is given like this, then what is the strain? Okay, so strain in the element due to given system of forces is given by equals to m by ei into y. Now when stress is this, then strain is like this. Okay, so we have to remember these two basic formulas. Now let m be the moment at the section where the element is considered. Okay, let us consider m as a moment. Okay, wherever this element we are considering, so let us consider small m be the moment. Okay, small m be the moment at the section where the element is considered. So due to unit load acting at c. Okay, now there is one more diagram you can see here. So this is upper diagram is a typical beam which is subjected to number of forces. Okay, external loads are there, and this is a typical beam which is subjected to unit load. Okay, just ignore this. So it is subjected to some unit load at point c. Okay, so let's this small m be the moment at the section where the element is considered as and due to the unit load acting at c, then stress we can write it as p dash equals to m into y by I. Okay, stress is always equation is always same. Now we already know this equation. Okay, in our previous class we have seen that this delta is given by p dash into E into dV. This is nothing but, you know, stress into strain into dV. Now we have seen that p dash is nothing but m into y by I. Okay, let's see here. P dash is nothing but m into y by I. Okay, and E is m by ei into y. So simply substitute these values over here. Okay, and then when you just take this m and m, small m and capital M here outside, okay, and ei square it becomes, so inside the bracket remains y into y square dA. Okay, whereas this particular part is nothing but moment of inertia. Okay, so we can simply write it as I. So m into m by ei square into I dx. So we again we can rewrite this I and this will get cancelled. So we can rewrite as m into m ei by dx. Okay, so we arrive with this unit load method for which application to beam deflection. So we arrive at this particular formula. So remember this formula. Okay, So from this equation, we can get deflection at any point C. Okay. So what we need, it needs bending moment due to given load system and unit load acting at C. Okay. This particular procedure is applicable to rigid frames, and where only for those rigid frames where flexure effect is considered. Okay. So now let us see a problem. So here, when I said that only flexure is considered means the effect of axial and shear force is neglected. Okay. So let us see a problem based on this theory. So here is a question. Determine the deflection at free end of the overhanging beam as shown below. Okay. So this is the beam given. So this is the beam given. Okay. In question, uh, we have to use unit load method. Now here in this beam you can see overhanging beam, this part is overhang, so there are reactions Ra and Rb. Okay, support reactions will be there, Ra and Rb. So here 2 of I0, okay, moment of inertia, it is I0, it is twice, but it is single. Okay, it is only I0, I naught. So here this span is 6 meter and this particular span is only 2 meter. Okay. So in this particular, this beam where external loads are acting. Okay, but this particular beam where unit load is acting, so we always draw two diagrams, one beam with external load and one beam with unit load. Okay, now when we consider this first part of the beam, okay, so if you calculate, let us consider summation of forces. Okay, let us calculate the support reactions. So support reactions, we know equilibrium equations. Summation of forces in x direction is 0, summation of forces in y direction 0, and summation of forces about a summation of moment, okay, about any one support we consider, that is equal to 0. Now let us consider moment about support A. Okay, now when we consider moment about support A, so what all forces we can see here? We can see a support reaction Rb, and we can see UDL. Okay, UDL all over the span, it's the same UDL, that is 45 kilonewton per meter. So we can write this equation as Rb. Okay, suppose we consider clockwise positive, but anyways one is going anti-clockwise and one is coming clockwise. So we can simply write like this. We can write Rb into load into perpendicular distance. Okay, so Rb into 6 is equal to 45 into, it is all over the span. Okay, 45 into 8, and it will act in the middle of the span. Middle means at 4 meter. Okay, so this distance we'll consider as 4 meter. So into 4. With this we get Rb. Okay, if we solve this equation, we will get Rb equals to 240 kilonewton. Now let us do summation of forces in y direction. Okay, is equal to 0. So let us see what all forces are there. So Ra plus Rb, okay, support reactions will be there. Ra plus Rb is equal to 45 into 8. Okay, now Ra is equal to 45 into 8 and Rb will be 240. So we arrive at Ra is equal to 120 kilonewton. Okay, so we are getting Ra is equal to 120 kilonewton, whereas Rb is equal to 240 kilonewton. So these are our support reactions. Now let us consider the second case. Okay, so we have done with the first case, we have done with this part. Now let us come to the same beam and we are adding unit load. Okay, because our question is saying that determine the deflection at free end of the overhanging beam. Okay, so free end, so we have considered one unit load at this particular free end. Now only one unit load is acting in that case. Okay, only one unit load is acting. So here we can write in such case, if this is the load, then if you want to consider what is moment at A. Okay, now if we want to write the moment equation, then this is Rb, this is Ra, this is A. Okay, so Rb into 6 meter, right? So we can write Rb into 6 is equal to 1 into So this is anti-clockwise and this is clockwise. 1 into 8. So with this we get RB is equal to 8 by 6, means 1.333 kilonewton. But total load, if you do summation of forces in y direction, so total load is only 1 kilonewton, right? Ra plus Rb is equal to 1 only, means 1, it is only 1, means one support reaction will be negative, that is Ra will be negative. So it is 1 minus 1.333 kilonewton. So we will get Ra is equal to 0.333 kilonewton, okay, and it is negative. That means if this Rb is 1.33 going up, so this Ra is 0.333 kilonewton, it is going down. So I have shown this direction down over here, okay. Now let us consider, now here our as per our direction, our sagging moment is positive and hogging is negative, okay. So let us see a table where we are seeing what are the portions of the beam, and at each portion what is the because we have to substitute these values in this unit load, in the unit load equation. So let us see a table, okay. So this is a table over here. So this particular table here, two parts of the beams are there, okay, part AB and part BC, okay, ABC. Now one part, this part is with external load, okay, here where first beam, okay, and this is, and the second part is with unit load, okay, unit load according to unit load calculation, this part, okay. So one part with, not exactly, not in this way actually, it's, we have considered it here only. So anyways, kindly ignore this part, okay. So here portion AB and BC, okay. So for AB, origin is A, okay, origin is A, for AB origin is A, and limit for this is this AB, okay, it is varying from 0 to 6, okay. So here we have written 0 to 6. And what is the moment equation for this? If we want to write moment equation, Ra is our 120 kilonewton, right? Our value is 120 kilonewton. So if you consider any section X here, okay, at any distance X, if you consider, so we get the equation 120 into X, okay, 120 into X minus, okay, this is going clockwise, minus, because of UDL, okay, so UDL also acting in this particular portion, so minus 45 into x by 2, okay, 45 into x by 2. So this will be our equation, okay. So moment at any portion X is 120 into X minus, because of UDL, okay, 45 into UDL only in this portion we are considering, into x by 2. Okay, so this will be our moment equation, but this X is varying from 0 to 6, okay. Now when we consider this moment due to unit load, now unit load we have considered that it acts only here, okay, and then the other external loads we don't consider. So in previous diagram, our previous this is the unit load diagram, okay. So now when it is the section X, when we consider, okay, so in that case how we will write the moment equation? So there is a support reaction, this Ra, it is going in anti-clockwise, okay. So let's see this equation. So it will be Ra is nothing but minus 0.333x. So that simple equation we can write it as m equals to minus 0.33x, okay. So this will be our moment equation, and I is equal to, for AB portion I is equal to 2 into I0, for BC it is I0, limit for BC it is 0 to 2, and for this origin BC it is C, okay. Sorry, so 0 to 2 means 0 to 2, like this we are measuring. Now once we get these all values, so simply we have to substitute in equation and we will find out the deflection, okay. So simply we will substitute in equation. Now our equation is, let us find out what is the deflection at uh, free overhanging free end, right. So in that, Let us substitute all moment values in this equation. So our first part is 0 to 6, and our equation is, we are simply substituting these values. Okay, these values we are substituting in equation. So that is 120 into x minus 22.5, because it was 45 by 2, so 22.5 x square divided by e into 2 of I0 into minus 0.33x into dx plus the other span, okay, BC. Here let us write minus 22.5 x square minus x into dx e into I0. So when we solve this, we can simply minus 20 into x square plus 3.7 x cube. So when we solve it, we'll come to this part, e into I0 plus 1 by e I0, 0 to 2, 22.5 x cube into dx. So when we take out 1 by e I0 outside, then we are left with 20 into, when we use the integration, so x cube by 3 plus 3 point, this is 75, 3.75 x power 4, 0 to 6 plus 1 by e I0, 22.5 x power 4 by 4, 0 to 2. So 1 by e I0. So we use the limit here, 20 into 6 cube by 3 plus 3.75 into 6 power 4 by 4 plus 22.5 into 2 power 4 by 4 is equal to minus 135 by e I0. Okay, so this delta c, okay, so that shows that delta c value. Okay, so what is the deflection at this particular end we were finding out. Okay, so we get the deflection here as 135 by e I0. Okay, so that is coming negative. Okay, means our, otherwise our direction like this, so our answer is coming negative, means it will go upward, or we can write it like that, 135 by e I naught, it is in upward direction. Okay, so this completes our problem here. So we have calculated with unit load method what is the deflection at end C. So hope you understood this particular small concept of unit load method and a problem. So thanks for listening.